Hi guys, I always wish we got to know more about the front man, his character, his story, especially what happened during his own season of Squid Game. Why did he end up behind the mask? Season 3 gave us just a glimpse, but it wasn't enough for me, so I came up with my own imagined series, my spin-off for In-Ho. Disclaimer: this story is purely my imagination and personal opinion. It's not based on any official Squid Game material. Just a quick recap. The front man's real name is Hwang In-ho. He's a former police officer, smart, disciplined, top of his class. He understands the law, regulations, weapons. In 2015, Hwang In-ho sat quietly beside his wife's hospital bed. The diagnosis had just come in, acute liver cirrhosis. She needed a liver transplant, urgently, but the next blow came just as fast. He wasn't a match, and the hospital had no suitable donors available. The transplant list? Endless. God knows how long it would take. As if fate wasn't cruel enough. A few days later, more test results arrived. She was pregnant. The news hit him like a storm. Amidst all the fear and uncertainty, there was hope. A baby. Their baby. The doctors advised terminating the pregnancy. Carrying to term could endanger her chances of getting a liver in time. But she refused. "This baby is my life," she screamed, gently holding her belly. She insisted on carrying the baby to term. In-ho said nothing. His heart broke, but he supported her decision. All he wanted was to save her, save them both. Then came the call. Work. An emergency meeting at the head office. The confiscated money In-ho had taken to pay for his wife's medical bills. He had planned to return it, but his honesty didn't matter now. Some of his co-workers had always resented him for reporting corruption, for refusing bribes, for exposing the dirty work even among his own squad. And now they struck back. They labeled him a thief. He was fired for bribery, the job he had poured his entire youth into, gone in a blink. On the way back to the hospital, his thoughts raced. He remembered the corrupt cases he had witnessed, his own chief, fellow officers, and worst of all, the rich and powerful chaebols he once investigated, walking free again after evading justice. He had led the investigation, obtained the warrant, collected solid evidence, but suddenly he was pulled off the case. Everyone knew why. He refused to bend the truth. Someone else, a more cooperative officer, took over. Justice had no place here. He returned to his wife's room. She was resting. He thought maybe his mother or Jun-ho had visited, but it was only the nurse. That walk home felt longer than usual, exhausting. At the subway station, he noticed a tall man in a suit slapping someone. In-ho rushed toward them, but by the time he arrived, both were gone. He got home. The apartment was cold and silent, missing her warmth, her voice. He opened the wardrobe to feel close to her. His hands touched a box. Inside, a baby sleepsuit, tiny mittens, a pair of little shoes, a hat, a photo album filled with ultrasound pictures and letters of hope. Underneath, prescriptions, her medical results, a note in her handwriting. Their apartment had once been full of dreams. The wedding photo by the door, the pink baby veil, the miniature cot he set up. They had always wanted a baby girl. He sat there, surrounded by everything he was about to lose. She was his everything. He agreed to the abortion at first, out of fear, out of desperation, but her quiet strength gave him hope again. Now, that hope was slipping through his fingers. He broke down and cried. Then, the doorbell rang. He rushed over. No one was there. But under the door, a brown card, triangle, square, circle. On the back, a landline number. What kind of scam is this? He thought. But something about the card, a strange pull, compelled him to dial. He did. He woke up in a green tracksuit. Player 132. The dormitory was unfamiliar, cold. Hundreds of others surrounded him, equally confused. The first game, red light, green light. He instantly understood the mechanics. The sensors in the doll's eyes. 225 players were eliminated. The screams were deafening. People begged for their lives. Then came the vote. Just like in Season 1, it was In-ho's voice that swayed them, not out of manipulation, but because he spoke from the heart at that time. Some listened, others doubted him. He was questioned, isolated, just like his days in the force. The game continued. In-ho fought through every game, and it got bloodier each day. No alliances, no friendships, only survival, greed, betrayal, cruelty. In-ho witnessed it all, felt it all, been through everything. He cast a ballot to leave in every round, but people who wanted to continue the game always outvoted those who didn't. There was no final Squid Game. By day 5, In-ho chose to eliminate all the remaining players, as we've seen in Season 3. He was the winner. In-ho was holding the golden credit card, rushed to the ATM, entered the PIN 0132. 45.6 billion won was deposited into his bank account. He ran straight to the hospital, but her room was empty. She passed away 5 days ago. The moment he entered the game, he lost her. He never got to say goodbye, never got to tell her he loved her. The funeral was already over, all of it, meaningless. He should have died in the game. At least then, they could have been together in heaven. The first thing In-ho did was leave their apartment. Every corner was hollow now, stripped of her hands, her touch, her warmth. The flowers on the balcony had withered, their petals crumbling like the life they once shared. The kitchen, once alive with the aroma of her cooking, now stood cold and silent. He longed for her soup, her warm meals, and that gentle smile she always gave after eating together. A comfort he had dreamed of while choking down the vile food in the game. But none of it would return. She was gone. Their child was gone. And with them, his world had collapsed. That night, he wanted to scream her name until his lungs tore apart, but grief crushed his voice into silence. All that escaped was a broken moan that echoed through the empty, icy walls. His new apartment was nothing more than a cramped box, starved of light. It was a place for surviving, not living, the kind of place no one would imagine belonged to a billionaire. In-ho wandered the streets in the rain. No family, no purpose. Passing the police station, the bitterness grew. Then, past midnight, a white limousine stopped beside him. A pink soldier stepped out. "He wants to see you." In-ho followed him to the 7th floor of the Sky Building. There sat Il-nam, healthy, sharp-eyed, not the frail man we saw in Season 1. In-ho pulled the credit card from his pocket. "I don't need this anymore. I needed it when I still had someone to save. But now, I can't even buy a Christmas gift for my wife, or my child." He nearly snapped it in half. Il-nam calmly stopped him. "You're not like the others. I watched you. You just wanted to save your family. You never longed for money. You're different. That's why I chose you." "Why did you invent this game?" In-ho asked. Il-nam's answer was the same one he gave Gi-hun later. "Do you still have faith in humans?" he asked. But unlike Gi-hun, In-ho said nothing. Il-nam leaned in. "Play a game with me. Help me run it. Watch from above. Then decide for yourself." He accepted the offer. Tears fell from his eyes. He returned to the headquarters. "Fly Me to the Moon" echoed softly. The same song that played at the hidden bar the night he proposed to her. It once meant love. Another Squid Game had begun.